Hello everyone, welcome to the session. Hi guys, I'm sure you can see and hear me. Hello. यश अमोनकर 5 स्टार होटल में हो, राइट? हा फिर मैं स्विमिंग पूल से करवा रही होती उसके पास बैठ करके, हाथ में कॉकटेल ले करके और क्लास करवा रही होती. नो, आई एम एट iQuanta ऑफिस. सो अभी आपको पता है कि लास्ट वीक रह गया है कैट का. सो राज सर भी आए हुए हैं और भी फैकल्टी मेंबर्स हैं यहाँ पर. जीत सर हम लोगों के साथ काम में लगे हुए हैं, यहाँ पे ये करना है, वो शूट है. सो अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स आर गोइंग ऑन. कुछ दिन पहले ही मैं थी गुड़गांव ऑफिस में, अभी फिर हूँ यहाँ. बट हाँ, यस, नहीं, बहुत वेट करवाया. आई एम रियली सॉरी अबाउट इट. द क्लास वॉज सपोज टू हैपन एट 6 o'clock, आई थिंक. 6 था या 8 o'clock था? आई थिंक 8 o'clock था. 45 पहली बार स्कोर किया आई कैट 20 में. वाओ. ऑलराइट गाइज, वंस अगेन वेलकम टू द सेशन. क्विकली, like the first things first, I'm absolutely happy that I'm here with you all. I am terribly sorry. The class was rescheduled and postponed by I think 1 or 2 hours. We were really in the middle of something for this upcoming week. So बहुत ही ज़्यादा भसड़ मची हुई थी. We were just trying to finish that work. So we had to reschedule this class and push it forward by like I think 1 or 2 hours. Terribly sorry about that. Third thing, background is different. Don't worry about that. Ignore करो. आपकी मैम आपके साथ है. Questions हम करेंगे साथ में. Enthusiasm वही same है. So please excuse me for this situation. आप ये सोचो पॉजिटिव तरीके से कि कोई भी सिचुएशन हो, कोई भी जगह हो, कोई भी कमरा हो, कोई भी बैकग्राउंड है, क्लास होती है. डेडिकेशन हमारा और आपका एक दूसरे के लिए, that is intact, right? So let's not worry about any other thing. All that matters is we are together in the end, right everybody? चलो यस एवरीबडी, कितने दिन रह गए? ठहरो यार, आज दिन क्या है मुझे देखने तो दो. डेट का भी अंदाजा नहीं है मुझे. ठहरो. 22 तारीख. ओ माय गॉड, 22 तारीख बोले तो सैटरडे है आज. कल संडे. एंड देन लाइक 1 week टू गो. कैसा फील हो रहा है सारे बच्चों को? हेलो. कोई अपने बटरफ्लाईज गिन करके बताएगा मुझे कितने हैं, क्या है, कैसा लग रहा है एवरीबडी. पर प्लीज नथिंग टू वरी, नो नीड टू पैनिक प्लीज एवरीवन. आई एम देयर, यू आर देयर. ऊपर वाला है. जस्ट पुट योर बेस्ट फुट फॉरवर्ड. आपने जितनी मेहनत करनी थी कर लिया आपने, ठीक है? चिल और रिलैक्स. आई लव दैट मोक्षा. वेरी गुड. अच्छा, कैट के बाद एक मूवी आने वाली है, डी से स्टार्ट होता है. कौन गेस करके बताएगा मुझे? चलो, कैट के बाद है तो आप लोग सब लोग भी देख सकते हो जब वो रिलीज होगी. फौरन बाद नहीं आ रही है, मुझे डेट तो एग्जैक्टली नहीं पता है. बोलो. अरे तेजस्विनी, मुझे डाउट हो रहा है तुम पढ़ाई कर रही हो इतने दिनों से या धुरंधर के लिए ही वेट कर रही हो? देखो, सबको पता होता है धुरंधर आ रही है. भाई साहब, क्या बच्चे हैं. अरे भाई, क्या बच्चे हैं ये. ये अभी कैट का क्वेश्चन होता ना तो प्रोसेस ऑफ एलिमिनेशन लगाने बैठ जाते आप. और अभी ये मूवी का नाम था तो नॉट इवन अ सेकेंड थॉट, नोबडी ब्लिंक्ड हिज आईलिड, बस सीधा धुरंधर. वाह. डी से मैं तो DILR पूछ रही थी. 30 तारीख को आने वाला है. V से VRC आ रहा है, D से DILR, Q से QA और P से पसीना. You are excited, Anushka? Wow, I love that enthusiasm. I wish that can be passed on to all the others in the class. डर के आगे जीत है. iQuanta में भी जीत है. जीत सर. Okay guys, now once again welcome to the session. Let's roll. We are not going to extend it to like 3-4 hours या कुछ ऐसा कुछ नहीं करना है. because as the D-Day is getting closer, I do not believe in kind of extending the classes to 3-4 hours, 5 hours and all, because you need to save your energy. सब अपने आप को starting tomorrow energy mode में डाल दो, energy saving mode में. Okay? So we are going to keep it for like 90-95 minutes or so. 14 questions are there, only 14 questions, okay? With special focus on inferences and critical reasoning. Critical reasoning में भी strengthen, weaken assumption to be specific. Are we clear, guys? If you are ready, let's roll up our sleeves and start. Morning shift, जान लेकर मानेगी. क्या कर सकते हैं अब उसका? करण सीआर की जरूरत है, मुझे पता है 30 तारीख के बाद भी आप लोग यही बोलते रहोगे. सीआर की जरूरत है, इन्फ्रेंसेस की जरूरत है. लेट्स गो, कम ऑन गाइस. दिशा, ये सबसे पहले तो आई वांट एवरीबडी टू जस्ट से वंस, द जोश इज हाई. बोलो, जल्दी बोलो. And the second thing I want all of you guys to say, we will do it. We can do it. Nike वाला, just do it. नेहा नायर, नो रीबस. अभी ऑटो, बस, एरोप्लेन सब किनारे कर दो. 14 क्वेश्चंस करने हैं हमें. Okay? The questions are mainly inferential and critical reasoning के. Shall we, shall we, shall we, shall we, shall we? Yes. Okay. So, before we start, one more thing. You will find some of the passages, like, maybe 1 or 2 passages, based on some similar topic that we did in some of the previous session. Okay? But that's okay. The questions are all new. Fine. So, let's roll. Chaliye. This is the first passage up there, okay? What is this passage on? The British established a penal colony where? Sydney Cove. Sydney Cove, and what is it talking about? Just take a look at the passage. Try to identify the hero of the passage, and then I'm going to take you over to the questions. हाँ guys, बताओ. Yes, Tuti, come on. Energy, energy, energy. Despite the fact that I have had a very busy day, a very productive day, of course, I'm happy right now because you guys are there with me and I'm feeling absolutely enthusiastic and energetic, okay? Ready to burst. Come on. So this is talking about what? British, something Britishers, penal colony at Sydney Cove. Imagine Australia as an empty continent. Is the passage going to discuss something on Australia? Encounter was not simply one of conquest. What was it? Misunderstanding. Aboriginal, then settlers, indigenous groups. Every cat aspirant out there should be familiar with indigenous groups, should be familiar with aboriginals. Okay? Aboriginals अगर आपको नहीं पता है तो अभी जान लो. Aboriginals are the local people. Indigenous people again are local people. Yes. So what are we going to discuss here? Something about Britishers going to Australia, colonizing that place, maybe ignoring the local people, something of that sort. Everybody should know the meaning of colonization, ठीक है? Imperialism, colonialism, imperialism, ये सब तो हमने कई बार पढ़ रखा है. Indigenous, aborigines, ये सब चीजें generally आपको पता होनी चाहिए. Okay, चलो cool. आगे बढ़ते हैं. So let's take a quick look at the questions and then go back and handle our passage. One quick look at the questions tells me how to handle my passage. Should I read the entire passage? Should I skim, skip, do what with my passage? ठीक है? चलो, ये आप देख रहे हो, passage बड़ा है. 2, 4, 6 paragraphs. But very easy to understand topic. The flow is exceptionally good, so no need to worry. Okay guys, the first question. Trust me, all the 4 questions of this passage are tricky. Completely based on rephrasing. So if you're good at rephrasing, If you're good with inferences, if you have done practice sessions with me, you will be able to do these. Chaliye. The first question says, persistence of the idea of terra nullius is best understood as. We know that this is specific. Best understood as is what? Inferential question. Correct, Stuti? Yash? Wonderful. What type of question is it? That should kind of flicker here ekdam in a moment, and you should know what this is asking you. Next. Which of the following is most reasonably inferred about the role of national narratives in shaping contemporary Australian debates? Role of national narratives. Maybe it is given in one para, maybe it is spread throughout the passage. I don't know. So for this, we'll have to go back and take a look. Right? Next. Which scenario most closely parallels the passage's depiction of how indigenous ecological knowledge was misinterpreted? This is QOTD. Let's see if you can nail it. Okay, this is an application question. Parallel, draw a parallel means analogy, application, right? And question number 4. Which of the following assumptions underlies the passage's overall argument about colonization? I'm going to keep this question for the end because this is assumption. It's going to take some time. So we'll get done with the first 3 questions and then come to this. इस passage में 4 ही questions हैं. Okay, everybody, are we set? Yes. QOTD is question of the day. That's the trickiest question of the lot. Come on, everyone. Let's roll. Now, after we have taken a look at the questions, we can go back and read our passage. But please remember one thing, Stuti and Aman and Ayush and Riruru and Tejaswini, it's a long passage, 600 words, about 600 words, 6 paragraphs. You cannot expect to read the whole passage and then still be left with time for the questions. No, that is not done. So what are you going to do? You're going to give it a quick look, like first paraka complete reading, last paraka, and then in between, terra, nubius, nullius, nullius, whatever was there, just keep an eye out for those things. Cool, got it? Roll. Let the drums also roll. Go on, I'm giving you time. Dharya is saying, just wanted to say thank you. Approach towards questions irrespective of RCOVA. Improved from 20 to 45. Oh my God, thank you so much, Dharya. You just made my day. I love you for that. Thank you. I can clearly see the main idea there in the last 2 lines of the first para. So, what is it saying? Are we done with the first slide? Move on. I love you so much, guys. Arithro. How cute. Guys, skim. Skim. You really don't need to read everything. Trust me on that, sweethearts. Done, bachcho? Ironically, do you see this word here, Arithro? Definitely that's a question pocket. Alright? Come on, Stuti and Ashika. The last 2 paragraphs. Seriously, Anushka, thank you so much for trying to learn something new. Apratim, at my end it's not buffering, so probably there is some connection problem at your end. Done? Absolutely brilliant. Now, we stop here. Rather, we pause here. Sweethearts, everybody, please pay attention now. Before I take you over to the 4 questions, I just want every bachcha of mine to be clear about the main idea. Right? The passage gives us words such as Britishers, colonizers, okay, aboriginals, indigenous, all that is fine. But then what is the mudda? What is the angle that he is discussing? I really need to know that. Okay. So every bacha of mine, every bacha out there who has been following me should be able to identify the main idea in the passage. Okay. So the last 2-3 lines of the first para generally give you the main idea. Okay, Arithro, yes, Rishit, everyone, ठीक है? Generally वहाँ पे रहेगा main idea. If you're not able to find it there, no worries, just proceed and maybe you can connect the first and last paras and come up with that. Rest everything will be connected to the main idea, so you can skim it a little bit by reading the first line of every other para. I swear to God, it is doable. Okay. I'm not asking you to not read the passage. All I'm saying is be smart while handling your passage. And once I have taken a look at my questions, okay, it becomes easy for me to handle the passage and I just know how to read it. Okay, Tejaswini, everyone. Question number 1. So we know that this is specific inference, that is terra nullius. Everybody, hold your breath. We just need to go to that portion. Aditi, Stuti, Willie, okay. Right, Ayan? Ankush? Terra nullius. Do not be hasty. Cat mein there is nothing called gut feeling. Cat mein there is nothing called I think that's the answer. No. It's always logic based. Okay? So just go back to the portion terra nullius that was given wherever. I think it's there in the first para. Yeah, go back there. Set your range 2 lines up, 2 lines down. Read that portion, dudes, and just go back and start eliminating. If you have really followed my classes, you would know here, it wasn't this, but this. Not this, but that. You have to just focus on those lines, that portion, go back and then try to rephrase. Alright, chalo. I'm going to show you the options. All the very best to everybody. Kumkum, thank you so much for the appreciation. You made my day. I'll show you the last slide also. Just be a little patient, okay? First, we read that portion, sweethearts. We come back to the question, eliminate 1 or 2 options. Then if we need further help, we go back to the last para, kind of connect it and then again eliminate, okay? Alright, I'll take you to the last para as well. Just relax, guys, just relax. Okay, back to the options and once more I'll take you to the first para. Do you see here a legal doctrine, strategic invention, misconception, ideological device? Okay, once more back to the first para and then we will hit the answer. Tejaswini ka to process of elimination is on point. Come on, done. No more reading time is needed for this question. So what answer should I save? Javano. Bol bachcho. Most of you are going with D. Okay, Pradeep, what's your answer? D. ठीक है, तुम लोग कहते हो तो मैं D मार्क कर लेती हूँ, मुझे क्या प्रॉब्लम है? ओके, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Question number 2. Hang in there. Okay. Which of the following is most reasonably inferred about the role of national narratives in shaping contemporary Australian debates? Okay. I'm not going to tell you where it is. You let me know कहाँ पे stop करना है. I'll show you the last slide also. ठीक है, चलो यहाँ देख लो. Are we done with this? Okay, let's go back and check the answer. I mean, check the options first. मैं डब्बा बना लूं. I'll take you back. It is a doable question. Yes, Pradeep, come on. Yes. Tejaswini, Yashi, Ashika, one clue here. I'm getting this answer only with process of elimination. Got it? Chalo. Is there any particular option that you would like to go back and verify? This is a tricky question, so just be careful. Come on, guys, you can do it. Yeah? Once more, I'll take you back, like one last time, just so that you can assert. Yeah. You can take one option. If you're left with two options, you can just take one, go back and try to verify it, and we will be done. Try to rephrase. That is what we are playing today. Special focus on inferences, as I said, है ना? Are we done? All right. No need to come under peer pressure. You hang on to your answer. Paris Joshi, what's your answer? तू जो बोलेगा मैं वही लूंगी. Come on, guys, keep the tempo high. Rohit, Mehak, Bhavya, Divyanshi, B. Okay. आप लोग बोलते हो तो मैं B लिख रही हूँ, वरना मुझे क्या. मे भी नहीं होता है अंकुश. Cat में there is no maybe. There's only cat baby. नुन्नू बटर मसाला says D. चलो नाम के साथ लिखती हूँ नुनू D. All right. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Question number 3. QOTD. You are going to look for an analogy, a mirror. Misinterpreted. Okay. Please remember this. Arithro, indigenous, ecological knowledge was misinterpreted. Okay. So I'm going to take you back now. Look for that zone. Ecological पे पूरा passage नहीं है ना? You know that. बोलो विच पैरा? नहीं, इकोलॉजिकल वाला आयुष्मान बिस्वाल, यू नीड टू गो एंड चेक द पैरा, यू नीड टू रीड व्हाट इज रिटन अबाउट इट। हाँ, मोदी जी हमेशा क्लास अटेंड करते हैं मेरी, उनको इस बार VARC देना है, IIM अहमदाबाद से करना है उनको। सेकेंड पैरा, गुड, गो ऑन डूड्स। Are we done? कहाँ है जोश, कहाँ है जोश? संभाल के रखो होश, जमा करके रखो जोश, वरना मैं हो जाऊंगी बेहोश। कितनी बकवास वाली जुगलबंदी खेल रही हूं ना मैं, सीरियसली। अच्छा चलो क्वेश्चन पे चलते हैं। बोलो 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 बोलो, कम ऑन। Say. What should I say as the answer? जबरदस्त है इसके ऑप्शंस एंड आंसर, बहुत जस्टिफाइड, बहुत प्यार। तुम लोग ए बोल रहे हो, पारिस जोशी ए लिखना है, राघव ए, मिलिंद ए लिखूं? तुम लोग बोलते हो तो मैं लिख देती हूँ, वरना मुझे क्या, छोड़ो। अरे पीयूष बोलो मम्मी को हमारी मैडम ऐसी है, रोज ऐसी ही रहती है मैडम, बिगड़ा हुआ केस है हमारी मैडम का। बैक वंस, शॉमिनल। गाइस यू वोंट बिलीव मेरे घर में मेरे बच्चे क्या कहते हैं मुझे, जब मैं आप लोग की क्लास करवा के एकदम फुली चार्ज अप एनर्जेटिक जब निकलती हूँ ना कमरे से बाहर, और उसके बाद मैं जा रही होती हूँ मतलब किचन में पानी पीने या कुछ भी ऐसा, तो अगर मेरा बेटा वहां पे बैठा होता है तो मैं उसको ना एकदम फुल जोश में होती हूँ, मैं क्लास खत्म हुई होती है, I'm like, और उसको पुकार के कुछ छेड़ देती हूँ, कुछ बोल देती हूँ, तो पता है क्या कहता है, अक्सर कहता है मुझे, बस मम्मा आपकी क्लास खत्म हो गई है, आप ना थोड़ा सा जमीन पे आ जाइए। दिस इज हिज फेवरेट डायलॉग। फिर मैं कहती हूँ अच्छा आ जाऊं क्या जमीन पे? ओके ठीक है, तुम कहते हो तो आ ही जाती हूँ। दिस इज व्हाट हैपेंस। घर में तो इज्जत ही नहीं है, सोचो। चलो ये हो गया, बोलो। कम ऑन अंकुश। ओ बिस्वाल, सो स्वीट मेरे बच्चे। हाँ तो इसीलिए तो पेरिस, तुम लोग इज्जत देते हो ना, और मैं उसको कहती हूँ कभी कभी मेरे बच्चे को, छोड़ो यार तुम लोग से बात करना ही बेकार है, मैं अपने बच्चों के पास जा रही हूँ क्लास में, वही इज्जत देते हैं मुझे। He'll just glare at me like this, mama enough। बोलो। ये वाला नहीं था राइट, ये वाला था, सॉरी। यही तो था, QOTD। फाइनल इसका क्या आंसर रखूं ये बता दो भाई। नूनू बटा मसाला, आई एम फ्रॉम बैंगलोर, राइट नाउ आई एम एट गुड़गांव ऑफिस। बोलो बोलो, यश तो पूरा ही इनविजिबल है, मिस्टर इंडिया है यश। ए और डी, ओके ठीक है, चलो ओके। लास्ट क्वेश्चन, इसके बाद एक मजे की चीज बताऊंगी, पहले आप ये करो assumption। Which of the following assumptions underlies the passage's overall argument about colonization? मुझे एक बात आप बताओ, what is the passage's overall argument about colonization in Australia? In order to attempt any assumption question, बच्चों, it's imperative for you to come up with the claim, the argument. ठीक है, मुझे बताओ इनका आर्ग्यूमेंट था क्या? एनीबडी? बस दांत दिखाना बंद करो सबके सब वहां। Subjugation of indigenous Australians, yes. Injustice happening to the natives. यहां मैं बताऊं एक simple तरीका of handling assumption. I have discussed this earlier also. As the first step, eliminate two options that are not directly connected or matching with the claim. Which ones would you eliminate? Go on. जब आपके दो बच जाते हैं ना याशिका, then you are supposed to negate both and see which one makes the conclusion crumble. अरे तो assumption है ना, you cannot go back and verify it. Assumption is not written there. Okay, so you cannot say let's go back and verify A, है ना? You can only verify the claim, right? Once the claim is verified, you have to just go with two options that are matching with the conclusion. Then you negate both the options and see which one makes the conclusion fall. आंसर नहीं आ रहा किसी का भी? लास्ट पैरा, श्योर. Right? Are we done? Cool. Now, go back to the question and eliminate two options that are not matching. थोड़ा सा far fetched हो या कुछ भी हो, eliminate कर लो. Come on, Bhavya. Okay? If you think you're not sure about this answer, please skip it. This is exactly what you're going to do in the test. समझ में आ गई मेरी बात? You will look at an assumption question, you will try to do it. After 30 seconds, you will be able to understand ये मेरे से बन रहा है कि नहीं बन रहा है. Had the conclusion been given here, it would have been easier for you. But since it's not there, please skip it. Alright? Maintain your scores, maintain your accuracy please. So I want everybody to get 3 upon 3. Even if you get 2 upon 2 from this passage, I'll be happy. I'm going to show you all the 4 questions once again in a sequence and then we mark. ठीक है? चलो, question number 1. Come on dudes. Question number 2. 3. And 4. Done? चलिए. DBAC. How many of you got jackpot? D, B, A, C. बोलो. अनमोल, you got 4 upon 4. Seriously. 4 किसके आते हैं यार? तो 2 बच्चों के मार्क्स खा गए तुम. सुदीप, seriously. Okay. 3 upon 3 is brilliant accuracy and that was wise. Question 1. I think this was easy. Ideological device. I'll show you how to get this. It's given here. यहाँ है. Terra nullius was not merely a legal fiction. It became the ideological foundation for Britain's colonization of the continent by asserting that indigenous Australians lacked the systems of agriculture. उनके पास था ही नहीं कुछ. अपना उनके पास पहले से कुछ नहीं था. प्रॉपर्टी, एग्रीकल्चर, गवर्नेंस कुछ भी नहीं. Colonizers justified dispossession as both inevitable and morally defensible. Dispossession means इन लोगों ने हथिया लिया, and they said okay, this is justified because there was nobody there and it did not belong to them. They forgot that there were some people before that also. So indigenous वालों को ignore किया गया, right? And they made it an ideological excuse. So I take you back here. A legal doctrine whose continued influence stemmed from Britain's commitment to uniform imperial governance across its colonies. Legal doctrine. It wasn't exactly anything legal. A strategic invention that lost relevance after the emergence? No, it did not lose relevance. It continued, right, out. A misconception arising from early explorers' limited encounters with aboriginal groups. Was it a misconception? It's not given there. Misconception था. उन्होंने जानबूझ के ये किया. So it was an ideological device. Enabled colonizers to reinterpret. Okay, उन लोगों ने कहा dispossession was justified because those people were not there. It belonged to nobody. It said जिसकी जमीन उसका हो गया. So indigenous presence that legitimized both settlement and historical erasure. Justified. अपना presence उन लोगों ने justify किया and they said these people were not there. So it belonged to nobody. That land is ours. We came here. हमने पहले देखा, हमने रुमाल रख दिया, ये तो हमारा हो गया. Right? So this is justified. Good. Anvesha, you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for that. Question number 2. Which of the following is most reasonably inferred about the role? Okay. ये. Shaping Australian debates. Now, role of किस चीज का था? National narratives. ये देख रहे हो आप? National narratives in shaping the debates. Here. यहाँ चल के देखो. Their land was being rewritten into it. Correct? The narrative of Australia as a young nation beginning with a European arrival, millennia of indigenous presence to a prehistory. क्या किया इन लोगों ने? They said Australia की history they were writing as starting with European arrival. Before that there was nobody there. This is what they claimed. Relegated, changed, okay, millennia of indigenous presence to a prehistory. Oh, कोई बहुत पहले, prehistory types, a backdrop against which modernity could emerge. The continent was cast as a blank stage onto which these British people, these colonizers could write whatever they want with whatever ink they wanted. Projected its own institutions, something recognized. In this sense, colonization was as much about control as it was about military or domination. ठीक है? ये हो गया. We go back to this. Right, everybody? So, how do we eliminate here? They are contested because modern institutions remain neutral. Were they neutral toward indigenous? No. है ना? They function as barriers to reconciliation. Yes, by embedding colonial assumptions. ये है. उनकी गलत धारणाएं into public memory and civic identity. Erasure वगैरह की बात की है इसने. That is exactly what is written here. They have diminished in significance. Have they? Not exactly. They shape the narrative. They persist mainly because, okay, indigenous communities have been unable to articulate alternative accounts. Have they been unable to do it? It was not about their ability. It was about what these people did. Done? So this is justified. Question number 3. Now, which scenario closely parallels the passage's depiction? How was it misinterpreted? If you go to the second para, you see here it's given misunderstanding, that is misinterpreted. Aboriginal peoples possess sophisticated land management systems. हाँ उनके पास, right, that sustain this. Colonists ने आके मजाक उड़ाया, ignore किया. Frequently remarked on the abundance and apparent ease, but rather than recognizing these, उन लोगों ने क्या किया? Interpreted them as laziness. They said, अरे ये तो बेकार है सारा. The inability of Europeans to translate this into their own categories. हो गया? So यहाँ अच्छा था, remarked on the abundance, but they paid no attention. We go back to the question here. Okay? Now, it was a tussle between people who came there from outside and the local people. Right? So here, how do we eliminate? A government dismisses small-scale fishing cooperatives. Cooperatives कौन चलाता है? Cooperatives, local people, right? Small scale, as economically irrelevant. Later discovering the preserved this. अच्छा था वो. This is what is given there. A corporation rejects renewable energy proposals because shareholders. Corporation is a company. Shareholders उसी के owners हैं. So shareholders have the control, everybody. The paragraph back there is talking about aliens, your visitors, colonizers and the local people who were earlier there. ये shareholders तो उसी company के control वाले लोग हैं. So how can this be your answer? This is eliminated. Right? Next, a university reserves funding only for lab-based sciences, overlooking humanities research is lacking this. So, एक university में you have got like different disciplines. You are not talking about something that was imported and something that is local, domestic. Got it? So this is again not on the same level. A rural community abandons traditional irrigation methods. ये तो traditional and modern, पुराना and नया. The rural community is not ignoring somebody else who was doing it in a good way, but these rural community people, they ignored it. ऐसा नहीं है. Got it, everybody? So A is justified. अभी मैंने explain किया C का सर्वेश. Did you get my explanation or not? सर्वेश बोलो. बोलो बच्चों. अरित्रो से. रूरल कम्युनिटी गाइस प्लीज ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. देखो रूरल कम्युनिटी बोला है यहां. रूरल कम्युनिटी अबैंडन्स ट्रेडिशनल व्हाट? ट्रेडिशनल इरिगेशन मेथड्स. रूरल कम्युनिटी इज वन कम्युनिटी. ठीक है. It's not a tussle between rural and urban. It's just rural. Earlier they were using the primitive methods. They are abandoning those and taking up new methods. Right? Try to understand the relationship that is given in the passage. It's some people have come there and they have kind of ignored the existence of some other people who were there earlier. Right? So that clash between communities, it will be something similar to, I'll tell you this. Maybe something is being imported into a country and you are importing something like maybe some artwork and you are ignoring the local craftspeople. You get it? So that is a clash between the communities. आप बाहर से किसी को ला रहे हैं, घर वालों को आप ignore कर रहे हैं. Got it, everybody? ठीक है? Faculty comparison नहीं होता है मोदी जी. It is faulty comparison. Okay, question number 4. Come on, guys. Overall argument about assumption. Assumption में सबसे पहला elimination आपका होगा legal recognition. Why? Because legal is not connected with the overall picture. Legal is narrow. You agree with me? Right? As the first step I said, please try to eliminate two options that are not directly matching the conclusion. Cool? What does the claim say, guys? Which of the following assumptions underlies the passage's overall argument? What was the overall argument? That the local people were ignored. They were neglected. I'll take you back once again to the main claim. देख लो भी आप यहाँ. By asserting, these people came and asserted what? They said, indigenous Australians lacked the systems of agriculture, this. उनके पास कुछ नहीं था. Colonizers justified dispossession as both inevitable and this. उनका कहना था ये हमारा justified है, right? It was also one of misunderstanding. They misunderstood the local people and their good things. Then we go to this. यहाँ आपको main idea इतना ढूंढने की जरूरत नहीं है. Then the last para. What does it say? To speak of colonization in Australia is to confront not only a history of occupation, but also the ways in which that history continues to shape the present. You see the point here? That history continues to shape the present. हटा नहीं है वो. It hasn't petered out. The colonial project was not completed in the 19th century. Its legacies persist. The main claim is connected to the persistence of this particular history that they rewrote or that they wrote on a blank slate. In the stories a nation tells about itself, in who is remembered, who is forgotten, in how justice is defined. Cool. Australia's challenge lies in whether it can move beyond the myths of emptiness and inevitability. Can it move beyond that marked its beginning, toward an honest reckoning with the depth and resilience? Got it? So the main idea is talking about if Australia can move beyond that. If I take you back to the question, we can eliminate this one first. Legal recognition of indigenous rights is sufficient. Legal, not exactly connected. It's something very narrow. The next elimination, let's search. That historical injustices are irreparable, making contemporary reconciliation efforts largely symbolic gestures. That colonial systems were internally contradictory because they simultaneously sought protection and assimilation of this. Okay, they simultaneously sought protection and assimilation, opposite of what is given. So this is eliminated. Do you see my point? Assumption ऐसे नहीं निकलता है जैसे आप में से कुछ लोग निकालने की कोशिश कर रहे हो. It's not main idea we are looking for. Assumption. So you have to look for something matching. This is eliminated. This is eliminated. We are left with A and C. Right? Now, as the next step, I'm going to negate both the options. How do we negate? अब आप इस पे ध्यान दो. That historical injustices are irreparable. Irreparable मतलब नहीं सुधारा जा सकता है. उसको हमने negate कर दिया. How did I negate it? By saying that historical injustices are reparable. Cool. Let's negate option C. That the full impact of colonization cannot be understood without examining. That the full impact can be understood without examining. You see my point here, right? Okay. So between A and which one? Between A and C. Yes. ये और ये बच रहे हैं हमारे. Right? Assumption is what? What is your conclusion based on? Why did you come up with this conclusion? Why did you utter this conclusion? What did you think before that? Right? So we looked for some matching things and we were left with A and C. Cool? Between A and C, what do we do? Between A and C, we negate. How do we negate? Yes, we said here are irreparable. We said they are reparable. Okay. Here that the full impact cannot be understood. Okay. Here we said they can be understood. Right? हो गया ये? After negation, your conclusion or your assertion should fall. ठीक है? तो यहाँ पे क्या हुआ? The historical injustices are reparable, making contemporary reconciliation efforts largely symbolic gestures. The claim was not totally about symbolic gestures. The claim was, can Australia come out of it? Can Australia move on without looking back at the history where it started? That is what he said in the last para. If we go to option C and negate, that the full impact of colonization can be understood Oh bhai, if it can be understood completely without examining the backstories, why the hell are you lamenting over the bygone era? Why are you not letting go? Why are you saying in the last para, can Australia move on beyond these stories, beyond the history? Because you are saying here that it can be understood without checking the stories, without checking the backstories. So this makes your conclusion crumble. Do you get it, guys? Everybody? Tell me please. Assumption का question अभी मैंने आपको ये वाला बताया, ठीक है? Once again, I'm telling you, assumption is like, hang in there. There are some people who still have a doubt with assumption. Just hang in there, guys. I'm here. Just hang in there. The others who have understood it, please be a little patient. पहला ज्ञान दे रही हूं. In case you're not able to do the assumption question, you can skip it. यहां पे दूसरी बात समझो. Assumption is what? Overall argument. Whatever overall argument is there, first go and locate that. Once you get the overall argument, you have to say this. Why did you give that conclusion? What are you trying to assert? Why? किस चीज के basis पे तुमने ये बोला? Okay? Then we go back and we try to look for something matching. Matching के हिसाब से हमारे दो options eliminate हुए, दो options हमारे बच रहे थे इसमें, ठीक है? Legal वाला बहुत narrow हो रहा था, and we also had this one. ये आपका जो opposite दिया हुआ था, sort protection and assimilation. How is this connected with the claim? The claim is saying they were not neutral to them. They did not try to assimilate the indigenous population. So this is opposite of what is given. If this is opposite, it gets eliminated because it's not matching. Correct. We were left with A and C. Between A and C, what do? We negate both. That's the technique for solving assumption questions. So जब हमने इसको negate कर दिया, ये reparable बन गया, ये हमारा can be understood बन गया. Negation में कैसे होता है? If something says yes, we say no. If something says no, we say yes. Right? So हमने ऐसा negate किया. After negation, your conclusion should crumble. तो वो assumption आपका correct है. Option C makes the conclusion crumble. I have repeated the entire set, the entire steps, the set of steps. Bolo. Does it make sense now? But assumptions generally are time-taking questions, so I would suggest kind of skip it if you have got other better questions. Is it done, guys? Ankush, I sincerely hope थोड़ा सा समझ में आया, ठीक है? So we are done with these 4 questions. Please just write down your score and please try to maintain accuracy. Set? Everything cool? Biswal, Piyush, Will okay? Willie okay? Perfect. Technique Aritro clear? Yes, Aritro, good, thank you. Right? Siddhant, Ayush, Darshana. Okay. Next passage. Trade in the Red Sea. Okay. कुछ वक्त पहले ये पैसेज मैंने डाला था कहीं, या तो FB पे था या YT में कहीं करवाया था, but the questions are completely new today. All right. Same passage, Red Sea में trade. And it's a nice passage because this is connected with the modern era. In the war-torn zone, generally, trade gets restricted. कोई भी sea में, कोई भी उसमें. So reading this passage is going to give you an insight into how trade embargoes are done or how trade gets affected when there is a war or any other crisis is there. ठीक है? चलो. So this is the passage that shows something about the Red Sea. Okay? Africa, Arabian Peninsula functioned as a commercial artery, something, Red Sea. So just by glancing at the passage, I know that he's talking something about the Red Sea. You see a Houthi rebels, Red Sea trade, casualty of war. Yeah, geopolitical. Okay, cool. We are done with this. Sorted. 6 paragraphs. Red Sea, Red Sea, Red Sea, Red Sea, Red Sea. You don't need to read everything. Done. Check the questions quickly. Question number 1 here. Come on everybody, yeah. Assumption question 1 more. Okay? Just to help you understand it once again. We'll do this later. Next. Weekend. ठीक है? Next. Inferred. Okay? And the last one. Strongly supported by the passage. Who can tell me what we are looking for in this question? बोलो बच्चों. ये. Who can decode this passage for me? अरे तो ये क्या है? Main idea Paris? Yes, connected with main idea. I agree. अरे हाँ आर्यन अभी बताते हो. Connected, yeah, main idea से connected, but not exactly looking for main idea. Yes, Aritro and Tejaswini, good. We are looking for the conclusion. You have to understand the language of such a question. Which of the following is supported by the passage? So which of the following जो options बोल रहा है, that comes as the ceiling. Which of the following is supported by the passage? Got it? Connect it with the main idea, but we are going to look for a conclusion. इसमें शायद एक और question है. हाँ, flow of the passage. ठीक है? ये आपके 5 words वाले डाले हैं मैंने यहाँ. चलो, let's go back and quickly check what the passage is saying. Come on everybody, I'm giving you reading time. Hi Derek, long time no see, yes, and I'm happy to see you back. क्यों डेरेक, अगर मैं कैट नहीं दूंगी तो तुम क्या वापस चले जाओगे क्लास से? ओके, नेक्स्ट. Are we done with the second slide? Hi Namrat, good to see you. Next. Are we done? Chalo. Quickly tell me what the passage is discussing. Come on, Derek and Sudeep and everybody. Yes, Paris. You're on point. Yes, Bhavya, good. Very good. Great. Red Sea as a trade route. वाह. हाँ पता है, before I take you over to the questions. अंग्रेजी कितनी चोर लैंग्वेज है मैं ये बता रही हूँ, और अंग्रेज कम चोर नहीं है. मतलब हमारा एक प्यारा सा वर्ड है जो हम अक्सर यूज करते हैं, किस्मत। आपको पता है this has started coming in Netflix series and all movies and all. एक बार नहीं, 3-4 बार देखा मैंने ये। I have come across this word। और इसको पता है अंग्रेज स्पेल कैसे करते हैं? I mean, अंग्रेजी का तो बस नहीं चलता है कि हर जगह से वर्ड्स चुरा चुरा के, जर्मन वर्ड्स, फ्रेंच वर्ड्स, फारसी वर्ड्स, हिंदी वर्ड्स, संस्कृत वर्ड्स। हाँ तेजस्विनी, you got it. Just yesterday I was watching a series on Netflix. What was it? The Beast in Me. It's a very very nice series. कैट के बाद देख लेना। उसमें था ये डायलॉग, I think it was kismet that he came to meet me. I was like, what? I paused it. Replay किया मैंने। And I was like, है? तूने ये हमारा चुरा लिया? I think it was kismet that he came to meet me. ओ भाई, हद ही कर देते हैं। तो किस्मत हमारी अब्रॉड जाकर के बन गई किस्मत। किस्मत। हाँ, और कर्मा, कर्मा नहीं बोलते हैं, karma, karma returns, you know, karma will strike one day, karma। ये karma कौन है? seriously। हाँ हाँ, लूट पूट सब हमें ही लूट लिया मिलके हुस्न वालों ने, तो फिर और लूट फूट क्या है? चलो, okay, let's go over to the questions now. We are coming to this assumption question later. Okay, चलो ये करो अब आप। Start with this. Karma। Come on तेजस्विनी, मेन आइडिया ऑफ फ्लो वो वाला कर ले। अच्छा ठीक है, चलो ओके। तेजस्विनी इज नॉट हैप्पी अबाउट स्टार्टिंग विद दिस क्वेश्चन, सो आई विल टेक यू फॉरवर्ड टू विच वन? टू दिस वन। हाँ चलो, नंबर 1। कम ऑन कम ऑन कम ऑन, यही करते हैं, ठीक है। थप्पड़ खाएगा तुम मृगांक। पैसेज तो पढ़ने दो, इसलिए बोलती हूँ सस्ता नशा करके मत आया करो क्लास में। सब बहक रहे हैं, बोलो भैया। ट्रेड इधर भी है, यहां भी है, ट्रेड ट्रेड कॉरिडोर। ओके, अनइम्पॉर्टेंट वर्ड्स कैन बी किक्ड आउट। बोलो, ट्रेड, ज्योग्राफी, पायरेसी, डिप्लोमेसी, रेजिलियंस। इफ यू आर गोइंग फॉर ट्रेड ट्रेड तो फिर यहां इंश्योरेंस, डाइवर्जन, नेवल प्रोटेक्शन, स्टेबिलिटी। D, strategic route, conflict, costs, power politics, uncertainty. Okay, I'll take you back, come on। अरित्रो, कुमकुम, रूही। लास्ट पैरा, श्योर। यशस्वी, गलत धारणा है आपकी। तेजस्विनी कोई फेवरेट नहीं है, यशस्वी मेरी फेवरेट है आज से। अब देखो, आज से कैट तक, ठीक है, यशस्वी का ही नाम आएगा क्लासेस में। जालिमा, मुझे ऐसे बदनाम ना करो आप। चलो नेक्स्ट। चलिए यशस्वी आंसर दे। अब डब्बे में वही सेव करूंगी मैं जो यशस्वी बोलेगी। कहां गई वो? ख्याति, नुनु भट्ट मसाला, भव्या, सान्या, ना। यशस्वी का ही आंसर लिखूंगी मैं यहां। कहां गई है वो? बुलाओ उसको। डी। चल डी बोला है उसने। अब चाहे पूरी दुनिया ए के साथ जा रही हो, बी के साथ जा रही हो, आई डोंट केयर मैन। यशस्वी ने डी बोला, अपन डी च लिखेगा। लास्ट पैरा फिर से देखना। यस ओके चलो। जस्टिस फॉर जोशी। अच्छा, जोशी के पास जोश काफी है। डन। Are we done with this? फाइनल आंसर हो गया यशस्वी का डी है। Yep. Now let's move on to this. Inferred about external powers involvement or strongly supported by the passage. Which one would you want to take up first? ये कर ले, चलो। Yes बच्चों, I'll take you back. External powers involvement. Which para? कहां जाऊं मैं, ये बता दो। ऐसे कैसे सी मार्क कर ले रहे हो तुम? हम पीछे गए नहीं, अबे पढ़े नहीं हम अच्छे से, एलिमिनेशन खेला नहीं हमने, आप बड़े ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट हो रहे हो। सी सी अच्छा कुछ भी, जाओ हम नहीं खेल रहे। पीछे नहीं जाना है? अच्छा चलो ठीक है, देखो इसको। तो आप लोग सी पकड़ रहे हो, कन्वर्ट्स इनटू अ थिएटर। व्हाट द हेल? कन्वर्ट्स इनटू अ थिएटर क्या होता है? प्ले चल रहा है वहां। चल भाई, यशस्वी बोलेगी जो आंसर वो ही लिखा जाएगा। बोलिए यशस्वी। सी बोला है बच्चे ने। यशस्वी के लिए एक गाना है, बोलो तो सुनाओ। सी कर दिया लॉक, उसने बोला तो मैंने कर दिया। बोलो, यशस्वी के लिए, डेडिकेटेड टू यशस्वी, ठीक है। सो देयर इज अ सॉन्ग, बोलो बोलो बोलो, बताओ। तुम रूठा ना करो, मेरी जान निकल जाती है, तुम हंसती रहती हो, टाटा 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 टा। बस लिरिक्स नहीं आते आगे मुझे, चलो। हाँ, अभी इसमें क्या करने का है? सी हो गया, आप लोग बोल रहे हो तो मैं सी लिख दे रही हूं, उसमें क्या है। ओके ठीक है। अभी क्वेश्चन नंबर 8, स्ट्रांगली सपोर्टेड बाय द पैसेज। चल भाई। Most strongly supported by the passage. देखो भाई, even in the previous passage there was this question. I'm just trying to make everyone understand that such a question asks for conclusion that is connected with the main idea. Paris, I hope it's clear. Clear? पढ़ो इसको options please. कॉन्सर्ट कब होगा? ऐसी खिंचाई करते हैं मेरी। ठीक है, ओके, मान लिया मैंने कि मैं गधे की तरह गाती हूँ, बट इट्स ओके। दिल तो बच्चा है जी, गाने दो उसको। बोलो बोलो, कम ऑन गाइस, टेक अ लुक एट दिस। I can see people are confused in this. I'll take you back here, Saritro. D looks good. Looks good पे आंसर नहीं निकलता ना भाई. Go back. मतलब ये दिख रहा है, ठीक है, will soon become economically unviable. चलो ये मैं समझ सकती हूँ. I can kind of eliminate, okay. Then what? Most disruptions originate from environmental rather than political. This can be the case, na? We need to go and check. Just because most is given, you cannot eliminate it. But the passage is talking about geopolitical. I'll take you back. Come on, bachcho. Sudeep. All right. Are we done with this? Leaving it to you now. Back once again. Willie OK is saying she will skip. The house is divided on this question, and I like it. Last para. Okay. चलो गाइस, अभी बहुत देख लिया हमने पीछे का पैसेज. What should I mark? Yes, Meenal, this is slightly confusing. So if you're not sure, please do not mark this. Jia? Okay. Yashasvi, confused, please skip it. Some are going with C, some with D. Arithro says D eliminated. Okay. Done. 7 done, right? 8 done, 9 done. We cannot avoid CR for very long. We need to go to this. Come on, guys. Fear. He talks about fear and he says fear reshapes trade flows. Fear. We have to weaken him, Arithro and Yashasvi and Tejaswini, Sudeep, everyone. And we have to say, यार fear नहीं करता है, छोड़ो. Right? Come on, guys. Anybody with a concrete answer? The claim says it's about fear, right? You want to zero in? Okay. What do you say? We'll go back to the passage where he talks about fear. Where is it? बताओ बच्चों. Come on, Rigu. Paris Joshi, Atufa. Do you see this here? My suggestion, just read that zone and then go back and say opposite of what is given there. Some people or some ships, some shipping companies, some countries, they have rerouted to avoid the region altogether because of fear, right? You can weaken it by giving another reason, or you can say it's not that much of fear. Bolo. Between two options, I think. है ना? चलो, you guys want to lock C. Done. And the last question. Please take a look at this question, see what it asks carefully. Right, yes. Soham. Soham, it's between two choices. अभी हम जब explanation पे आएंगे तब मैं बताऊंगी ना आपको कौन सा है. Okay. The author's argument. Now come on guys. What is his argument? This assumption should be easy because the argument is given here. War raises costs, yet demand for the corridor, which corridor? The Red Sea corridor, ensures its continued usage. Okay? Demand है, तभी उसका usage चल रहा है. What is the author thinking before giving this claim? Where do you want to check? Oh, so you guys are going with B? Okay. ठीक है? Let me show you all the questions in a sequence. Alright guys, come on, and then we hit the answers. Question 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I will be very happy if somebody scores 3 upon 3 or 4 upon 4. Okay? Do not get wrong answers if you're not sure. Cool? Okay. B, C, C, D, D. Shreyas got it. So did Milan. Tejaswini Joshi. Yashasvi, what was your sequence? B, C, C, D, D, good. Many of you got it. Well done. Okay. Atufa, good. एक wrong हुआ अतूफा का. Now, please guys, if you got it correct, just be a little patient. I'm going to just quickly explain the answers for the benefit of the people who did not get them correct, okay? I'll start with this. Trade, globalization, ये. First elimination was oil. ठीक है? ये. Second was insurance. Irrelevant words. Words that are not so important. Right? So we are left with A and D. Paris Joshi, Sparkle, Vaibhav, Shreyask. A and D. Between A and D, I think most of you got it. It was all about strategic route, not just trade. How Red Sea corridor is a strategic route for many shipping companies, for many countries. Why? Because it is a short route, right? And there is conflict, because of which there is like some cost involved. Then power politics, that is geopolitics, and uncertainty, right? So this question was very doable. Then strongly supported. Conclusion, for me it was between C and D. Without this, will soon become economically unviable. It says here in the last paragraph, if you look here, yet these measures remain reactive. Until this something, the Red Sea will remain an arena where global commerce intersects uneasily with regional wars, a reminder that trade routes are never merely economic but deeply political spaces. Right? यहाँ और एक जगह पे दिया है, the sheer indispensability of the Red Sea route ensures that trade never fully halts. You agree with me? Even during peak hostilities, oil tankers and this, albeit at higher costs, this resilience underscores the paradox, highlights, not undermines. Highlights the paradox. What paradox, dudes? It is simultaneously fragile and indispensable. और क्या चाहिए? कुछ भी हो, कितना भी fragile हो, it is indispensable. It persists. It will go on independently of the level means. चाहे वहां कितना भी हो रहा है, simultaneously it is going to happen. Right? We are done with this. Then question 7. Most of you got it. External powers involvement. Their naval deployments are primarily humanitarian in intent. Humanitarian, it goes against the passage. They intervene chiefly to stabilize. Opposite. This was an easy one. है ना? Their presence converts into a theatre. This was just a metaphorical thing. है ना? Their involvement ensures that they lose all capacity. Bakwas. So this question was a low hanging fruit with some good traps. Okay. Weaken. It was between C and D. If you see here. है ना? C क्या कह रहा है आपको? The rerouting was because of another reason. And D क्या कह रहा है? Despite rising tensions, its ships will continue. This is talking about tensions. The tensions are like, rising, and tensions वहाँ पे obviously can be political, can be related to any other reason, cost or whatever. So global carrier is announcing that despite the tensions, its ships will continue using this. So this is saying that कुछ भी हो, ढीठ है वो, करके ही रहेगा. And if you have got another option that gives you another reason for it, I'm telling you, go with that. It is always better to select something that gives you another reason in case of a weekend question. Okay, mainly driven by what? Fuel price fluctuations rather than security concerns. So ये बोला है यहाँ पे fear. And the last question इसमें assumption था आप लोगों का correct आ गया. I'll just give you the elimination quickly. इसने क्या बोला है? यहाँ demand for the corridor ensures its continued usage. You know, guys, after reading this question stem, ये है ना, ensures its continued usage. I could easily get my answer here. ये option D. You agree with me? Right? Okay, Ruhi. So I go back to this. Connecting, सबसे पहले matching वाला. ये कह रहा है continued usage है उसका. Yet demand. Shipping companies always prefer shorter routes even during high risk scenarios. Okay? Yet demand continues. Yet the demand ensures continued usage. Shipping companies prefer shorter routes even during high risk scenarios. Please remember this. Assumption में always या never के हिसाब से निकालते नहीं है, eliminate नहीं करना है. Okay? Then will remain consistently more expensive and time consuming than using the Red Sea itself. The claim says this will continue because of the demand or despite the geopolitical tensions. The demand is there and this will ensure usage. होता रहेगा. Oh, so you mean to say that ये connected, matching words ढूंढो, matching words, matching claim के साथ matching के हिसाब से remain, right? Naval patrols in the region guarantee full security for commercial vessels. Security is not talked about in the claim. In the claim we are talking about demand and demand की वजह से usage. So security is eliminated. This was my first elimination, okay? The global demand for oil and LNG is expected to decline, reducing pressure. Expected to decline, reducing pressure. This is talking about demand for the corridor. And here he is saying global demand for oil and LNG. This is just one product that is being routed through this corridor. Right? So this is micro. Your concern, your claim is connected with the overall demand for the corridor, not demand for one product. Clear? So this is eliminated. I was left with A and B. Now, as the next step, I'll show you elimination. I'll show you negation. Okay? Shipping companies always prefer shorter routes. Shipping companies sometimes, always becomes sometimes, negation में. Okay? The alternative routes to the Red Sea will not remain consistently more expensive and time consuming than using the Red Sea itself. Alternative routes, समझ रहे हो आप? ये ऑप्शन क्या कह रहा है? The alternative routes to the Red Sea. Okay? The alternative routes to the Red Sea, कोई और route है? That will not remain more expensive. Yani the price will come down. That will become less expensive. So if that route, the alternative route becomes less expensive, why will people still demand this corridor? You get it? The negation of this makes your conclusion fall. भाई यही टेक्निक होता है assumption solve करने का, आपको इसी तरह निकालना पड़ेगा जैसे मैं दिखा रही हूं. ठीक है? So we negate it. The alternative route, Red Sea corridor की बात नहीं हो रही है, दूसरा कोई route will not remain expensive, more expensive. It will come down, it will become less expensive. So when it becomes less expensive, people will not demand this Red Sea corridor. So that makes your conclusion crumble completely. That is why B is justified as your answer. Clear, Ayushman? Nunu beta masala? सबको clear हो गया ये? Okay. चलो. We are done with this. Last passage. This is the easiest of all. मतलब इसमें है questions थोड़े एक दो tricky, but out of 5 questions, 2 are tricky, 3 are very doable. चलें करें. Serial killers. सब नए questions हैं. Okay? चलो. Come on, Bhumika. What is the passage all about? Criminologists reading what? Researching this question. What question? Serial killers, female serial killers. Shreya, I told you, I have picked some good passages from my repository, but the questions are totally new. Absolutely. Alright? Yes, Sanjog. Passages are from there. Passages are from FBPRC of the day से भी निकाला है. ठीक है? चलो. Question number 1. ये है. बस खाली questions देख लो, then we go back and read the passage. Central idea. Right? I gave you one central idea question that had keywords. This is a sentence wala. Next. मेरे को अभी न्यू फैकल्टी का कहाँ डिस्क्लोज किया हमने? Kshitij Pandey just joined. Wow. What type of question is this? Assumption देख रहे हो? Assumption. ठीक है? Next. Come on guys, let's do this. We can. Reasonably inferred. Okay? 14, last one. Done. चलो बच्चों, थोड़ा सा जोश और चाहिए, खत्म करेंगे इसको. Come on, Shreyas, Sanjog, Yashasvi, Ashika. Second slide. Last slide. Are we done? What does the passage say in a nutshell? Sanjog and Mrigu, दोनों toppers. PYQ नहीं है रिया. ये पुराना पैसेज है मेरे रिपोजिटरी में से, 4 नए क्वेश्चंस ठोके हैं मैंने उस पे. सीरियल किलर्स में विमेन. नहीं, पूरा पढ़ने तो दो, कैसे पढ़ने तो दो. ईद दिवाली थोड़ी है कि बैठ गए पैसेज लेकर के और हम पढ़ते चले जाएंगे. कब तक पढ़ते चले जाएंगे? ये मेरी क्लास है, इसमें रीडिंग दूसरे तरीके से सीखना है. चलो. What is where? Very good, everybody. इतनी स्पीड से ही पढ़ते हैं आलोक. मेरे बच्चे क्लास में वही सीखने आते हैं यहां. Done? What is where? Done. Come on. We can start with this question. Purposely I have given you long sentences, just so that you can do some rephrasing and even kind of walk into traps. यार फोकस करो क्वेश्चंस पे प्लीज. I'll take you back. First para, last para. Broadly found that men are committing crimes at lower rates than in the past, while women are doing so at similar or slightly higher rates. This could suggest what? Gendered cultural stereotypes remain sticky, but it more likely indicates that biology is the driving force behind the gap. Go on. बोलो. डब्बा बनाऊं? I'll take you back. Last para, first para. अब मेन आइडिया वहां से नहीं निकालोगे तो कहां से निकालोगे? ओके कौन सा विली ओके? यशस्वी. आंसर क्या रखूं यहां बोलो? कुमकुम, संजोग. सी. ओके ठीक है. क्वेश्चन 2. कम ऑन. assumption है लेटर. वीकेंड. I really like this question. इसमें जो आंसर है बहुत नीट बना हुआ है. Come on guys. You don't need to go back for this. The claim is right there in the question stem. Read it, weaken it. और नहीं होता है इसमें. Everything is logic based in CAT tests. बोलो डब्बा में क्या लिखूं मैं? यशस्वी, सार्थक, आप लोग ए कह रहे हो. चलो लिख देते हैं. नुनो इज सेइंग डी. तूने ठान रखी है क्लास अगर ए बोलेगा तो तू डी बोलियो. क्लास अगर डी बोलता है तो तू ए बोलियो, है ना? So it's between A and C. Is it? Okay. चलो done. Next. Inferred from the passage. Okay. 14 देख ले. This is specific. We'll do this first. Modern criminological research. चलिए. Where is modern criminological research? Done? This is QOTD 2. निकालो इसका आंसर. I'll take you back. Yes, Ashika, Rigang, Pradeep, Biswal, back. Okay. Then there is something like, although past criminologists tended to point this, today's researchers, do you see this point? Yeah. Okay. बोलो. बहुत मस्त इसमें बैलेंस्ड वाला दो हैं बैलेंस्ड वाले. Between those two, you just need to understand the difference and then take one and go back and prove it. What should I lock? Bolo. Shreyas. Ashika. Shashank, what's your answer? B. Okay. तुम लोग बोलते हो तो ठीक है. Let's do this now. True. F, F, F. Come on, dudes. Which one would you want to verify? ये बताओ. Not sure तो skip करो इसको, पीयूष. You are saying social factors outweigh biological ones. Since the 50s, I can verify 50s, right? Female, male, formal legal, informal, we can verify this. ये दो तो आसानी से verify होंगे ना? Let's go back. Historically, got it? ओके चलिए, that was enough time. Now you give me the answer. एलिमिनेशन का खेल है सारा यहां. B. Okay. You sure about B? यशस्वी ऑप्शंस यहां हैं. Okay. So limited to one para, I didn't get it, Mrigank. We are not looking for conclusion or main idea, no? Yes, Aritro, sure. It's better to skip such a question. ईगो पे ले लेते हो आप लोग सारे क्वेश्चंस को, ये गलती मत करना, मैं बता रही हूं. Okay, so we have completed what? We have done number 14. Yeah. Done number 13. Right? 12. Weekend. Okay. अभी हमको 11 करना है. 10 and 11. 10 कर चुके. Assumption बच गया है. We were doing weekend. ये कर लिया था हमने. ये कर रहे थे. Reasonably inferred. Skip it if you're not sure. मरना जरूरी नहीं है क्वेश्चन के पीछे. Okay? And the last one, assumption. Fifteen to 1. आपको याद है कहां दिया हुआ है? ये. First read the claim properly, then go and come up with the assumption. Right? Done. Question. What is the assumption? The claim is saying biological factors play a role. ठीक है? Done. I'll show you the questions. Main idea. 11. Assumption. From this passage you can take only 3. Chalega. Question 12. 13. 14. We are done. Please be careful. There is a chance of getting 2 questions wrong in this passage. So everybody please be careful. You can get 2 questions wrong in this passage. I'm warning you. Just be a little careful. Yes, Mrigank, 11. ये ले लो. Mrigank, follow my steps. I promise you, you'll get this. मुझे डराते हो तुम अरित्रो. सीक्वेंस रिवील हो गया. अच्छा, राइट? ओके, चलो. कबाब, कबाब, कबाब. CBAAB. C B A. गलत किया इसमें सबने. B. बोलो क्या रहा स्कोर? एक्यूरेसी बिगाड़ी है सब ने, है ना? करण अग्रवाल, गुड. अरित्रो, you like 13th? Yeah. Inference. I'll start from 14. सुन लो, 5 मिनट का खाली सेशन और है. Just 5 minutes. Because I need to just explain a little bit from every question. यार 7-8 दिन रह गए हैं. सुन लो यहाँ पे. पता नहीं कौन सा पॉइंट आपको कहाँ पे काम आ जाएगा, है ना? Based on the passage, most likely true. Criminological research. क्रिमिनोलॉजिकल रिसर्च वाला सबका ज्यादातर करेक्ट आया था, है ना? ये गो एंड लुक हियर. ये क्या कह रहा है? क्रिमिनोलॉजिस्ट अर्लियर thought that it was because of testosterone, biological factors. Today's researchers are more discerning, more careful, citing various social factors reduce the likelihood of women committing crimes. Okay? Women have been confined to this. They are given different roles. Social roles and all, social reasons and all they are coming up with. Right? So I think this was a very doable question. ठीक है? ये low hanging fruit. Good, Sania. Learn to skip some questions. Excellent. ठीक है? Now, reasonably inferred. Most of you must have got this one wrong. Aritro got it right, I think. He's euphoric. You got it right, Aritro, है ना? तेजस्विनी, ये छोड़ने का था. ये. I'll tell you why. The narrowing since the 50s proves that this outweigh. नहीं भाई, last para में आपको क्या बोला है? Go and see the last para. Since the 50s, na? Means till today, till the present date, when this was written. Biological is the driving force. Correct? So, how can this be true? Social factors outweigh? No way. The conclusion says biological factors still rule the roost. Correct? Female criminals in the past were more likely than male criminals to be punished informally rather than through formal legal systems. More likely to be punished informally. More likely to be punished informally. आप जाके इसमें देखो क्या बोला है. यहाँ चलो. देखो इसमें दिया है. Here. Most of these men likely held stereotypical views about women. Female criminals may have been able to escape apprehension. Indirectly भी नहीं, उनको punishment ही नहीं मिलती थी. Oh, she's a woman. करना नहीं चाहिए था. दे दो इसके पति को घर पे, इसको रखेगा बंद करके. दे दो इसकी सास को, खाना नहीं देगी 4 दिन, दिमाग सही हो जाएगा. And if caught, they might have been turned over to husbands informally than legal. ये बोला है इसने, ठीक है. Were more likely than male criminals to be punished informally. Yeah. So, अच्छा ऑप्शन डी देखो, करंट क्राइम स्टैटिस्टिक्स अंडर एस्टिमेट वुमेन्स इन्वॉल्वमेंट टू अ ग्रेटर डिग्री देन देयर इन्वॉल्वमेंट. यार फॉल्टी कंपैरिजन दिख रहा है इसमें. व्हाई इज ए करेक्ट? बायोलॉजिकल एक्सप्लेनेशंस वर एंटायरली सफिशिएंट. बायोलॉजिकल एक्सप्लेनेशंस आज कह रहा है इट्स स्टिल डोमिनेंट. द क्राइम गैप वुड हैव रिमेन्ड कांस्टेंट इवन एज जेंडर नॉर्म्स चेंज्ड. जेंडर नॉर्म्स, राइट? Gender norms kept changing. The passage has discussed two factors. समझो बात को. Passage has discussed two factors. Sometimes biological, sometimes social. Sometimes biological, sometimes gender. Right? So, हाँ, probably yeah. ये. अभी, if they were entirely sufficient, gender norms change हो, कुछ भी हो, biological explanations would have been enough. उसी से समझ में आता. Right? I mean, he has discussed, he has said in the end, he has said here, biological, ये, cultural something. And in one paragraph, he clearly says, earlier, criminologists thought biological, now they are coming down to social. And sometimes gender, idhar udhar. तो दिस इज व्हाट इट इज सेइंग ना, कि अगर ये एंटायरली सफिशिएंट होता तो यू नो जेंडर नॉर्म्स बढ़े, झुके, कम हो, ज्यादा हो, डजंट मैटर, इट वुड हैव स्टेड कांस्टेंट. सो ही इज ट्राइंग टू काइंड ऑफ क्रिटिसाइज दिस पॉइंट कि भाई आप जो इसमें आगे पीछे ये रीजन वो रीजन ले रहे हैं, इट डजंट मेक सेंस. करेक्ट? चलो, क्वेश्चन नंबर 12, वीकेंड. इसमें तो ज्यादातर का ए आ गया था. ये क्या बोला है? सोशल रेस्ट्रिक्शंस हिस्टोरिकली रिड्यूस्ड. सोशल रेस्ट्रिक्शंस इसकी वजह से हुआ. तो दिस इज लाइक डायरेक्टली वीकेनिंग इट इन अ नाइस इन्फरेंशियल वे. यू आर सेइंग सोशल रेस्ट्रिक्शंस गो डाउन, अपॉर्चुनिटीज, इसलिए उनको मौके नहीं मिलते थे. तो वीकेंड कर रहा है, कह रहा है अरे इवन इन दो सोसाइटीज जहां इनको मिलते थे मौके, they were allowed to go out, even there crime rates were not there. This weakens it, कि it's not connected to mobility, as simple as that. Is this clear everybody? So far I think you could have skipped this. इसमें जबरदस्ती आप लोगों ने बी मार्क करके अपना ना बेड़ा गर्क किया. ठीक है, कंफ्यूजिंग था ये, छोड़ सकते थे. क्वेश्चन 12 was very doable. Directly weakening it, connected to mobility. Option A is disproving it, saying no, it wasn't connected to mobility. And assumption. Necessary for using this statistic what? To support the claim biological factors. Okay. Also, you mean to say cultural influences are too weak to produce such a stark disparity? Negate करके देखो. Cultural influences are not weak to produce such a stark disparity. If you do this, your claim comes crumbling down, because यहाँ बोला है biological factors are at play. Here you are saying after negation, these are not weak, so they are dominant. So cultural वाला dominant है, that actually brings your conclusion down, that says biological responsible है. Do you get the point? Question 11. Guys, even if we go with that na, matching words wala, the claim is saying biological factors play a significant role. This is the claim. I will look for some options that are not matching this. Minor acts reliably predict long term across both genders. Right? Biological factors means disparity. So you are saying across both genders this is going opposite of what is given, eliminated. This is not connected with the claim. Boys' higher involvement stems primarily from this. The social monitoring is equally stringent, right? Equally stringent is opposite of what is given, so this is eliminated, it's not matching. I was left with B and C. Now between B and C, मीनल ये समझ में आया A और D कैसे eliminate हुआ? The claim is saying biologically different है. Biological factors play a significant role in one being more, one being less. So options A and D talk about equal. Okay, equal impact, eliminated, that's opposite the claim. We are left with B and C. Negate करते हैं. Cultural influences at early ages are not weak to produce such a this. That means they are dominant. If they are dominant, why are you claiming that biological factors are at play? This brings the conclusion down. Let's check C. Boys' higher involvement in this minor delinquency stems from greater parental leniency. आप इसको बोलो does not stem from greater parental delinquency. Okay. It does not stem from this, it may stem from something else, it may stem from something else, right? But it is not bringing your claim down that biological wala at play nahi hai. After negation, it should bring your conclusion down. So this option B is very cool, it brings the conclusion down. ठीक है? Okay? So 11, 12, 13, 14, I sincerely hope you guys enjoyed the 14 questions that we did today. I tried to give you a good mix of doable and not so doable questions. Some traps were there, some confusing questions were there. The trick of the game is to select some good questions and not chase like every single question that comes your way. Don't take it upon your ego, guys. 14 questions. You know, if I were you, what would I do? Arithro and Yashasvi and everybody, I would revise these 14 questions. Like truly I'm saying, if you trust me, revise these 14 questions. These are going to help you. So try to understand the explanation behind every question. Take these last few sessions, these last questions seriously, guys. Okay? I hope it's clear, everybody. Cool? Alright. Chalo, I'm going for dinner now. All of you take care. I'm going to see you tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I think tomorrow evening I'll probably reach Bangalore, and then parson ki class mein you'll again see the normal background. Okay, guys? Take care. Bye-bye.